Hey folks, Alkers here with a cloud duel against the Purple Bull Moose. We are playing on a coastal rain basin dual square mirror map. Prosperity is set to modest, tribe level normal, calamities rare, double fatigue force march. Unique nations, points to win are high, allow customized leaders, show pending critical hits, competitive mode, urgent runes, and mirror map with all the DLC available. So I'm looking here at my starting position. Also taking a look at the wonders list. There's some really good wonders in here. Pyramids, Ziggurat, Necropolis, Apadana, Jabal Burkal, Mausoleum, Necropolis, and Heliopolis, the strongest wonder in the game. Because Heliopolis is available, although I don't see any arid or sand tiles, I am very tempted to go Kush. Because of that, we can figure out how we want to, can we find any arid or desert tiles? I don't see any anywhere. We are playing with undo on. Doesn't seem like moving will change anything. We probably want to keep these for moving one tile will let us get both those forests in for lumber mills later, but it's probably not a concern. We can probably place our garrison here and expand that way. Although we'll probably want, let's think where we want to put this garrison. Because we're going to want granaries around this wheat. Can move here, put the garrison down here. That way we can expand south along this lakeshore. I kind of like that. So we'll lose this forest tile, but that will allow us to put stuff that way. So yeah, let's go ahead and pick Kush with landowner start. Portrait doesn't matter. Male 18. Archetype, we will go ahead and pick builder, and then we will select a trait. We are avoiding traits that are from legacies. Sorry, not legacies, dynasties. So I like intelligent as a nice little starter, balance out some of the challenge that you get with builder in terms of tech. And we are playing with starting techs on. All right, so let's go ahead and found. Discovered some mountains to the north, and if we hold down Alt, we can see we're at 937 or so. So we're kind of in the middle left side of the map. Okay, so that's our second city site. That's great. Still don't see any arid or desert tile, so hopefully there's one to the south here. We will go ahead and put ourselves as that. And we are playing on modest prosperity, so should be able to just go ahead and start a farm right away to get that all-important growth. Since we know that's our free city site, we can guess that our next one is going to be to the south here. And we can see if there's any good general. There is not. Do we have any good traits? So tough probably won't be enough, but it's the best one that we have to deal a little more damage, because we want to be able to deal 7 damage. And that ends our turn. Tech-wise, I think we will go for... We are playing with starting techs on, so we do have divination. Arguably, we potentially could be starting a shrine right away. So that'll be something to consider. We can remind ourselves in 2 turns to get that going. I think we probably want to go ironworking out of this starting pair here. Because, again, we're Kush, so we have stone cutting, trapping, and div already. So yeah. And aristocracy is not available on the roll. So we'll go ahead and pick div. Ironworking. And I think that will end our turn. So we will go ahead and submit. Turn 2. All right, looks like Purple Bull Moose has picked Greece as his nation. So that's good to know. I think we are, let's see. we can this hill. Where is our barb camp? Okay, there's no barb camp. There's just Danes. Okay, I don't know that I would want war right away with tribes. Yeah. Where so we don't have a proximate bard camp. That's very interesting. Maybe it's this way. All right, let's take strict. Keep the truce. And then move over here, maybe. All right, yeah, we need to find that barb camp. All right, let's go ahead and send this turn back. Turn 3. Okay, we had a reminder to ourselves to create a shrine, so we should go ahead and start that shrine. Trying to think out where. Probably want to growth shrine. You can put it next to this pasture here. By there, and I guess we need to scout to see where we can find barbarians to kill. All right, we found some barbs. And looks like we're out of range there, so we can maybe come down next turn and deal with that. All right, pretty straightforward turn. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn here. Turn 4. Okay, so we can go down here. Probably worth getting vision here so we can move more quickly. We will get double, sadly. Get 2 spawns. We do have tough. We can go there, start that up. Discover the plain and harvest the horses. All right, we have our settler coming. We'll probably want to settle here because we're going to need to, and this can be, we're going to need to settle here because I think we're going to have to, otherwise we'll need to settle there to keep the slinger alive, basically. Okay, I think that ends that turn. And let's see, arid tiles. We do have some arid and desert tiles here, so it doesn't look like there's any up here. So this would be our proximate arid tile. So we may actually want to settle landowners here so that we can trade tiles to this city. So find ourselves in 2 turns. The rationale for that is that we will be able to trade that, and if we need to do pyramids or Heliopolis, that way we have arid tiles in our capital. All right, let's send this one back. Turn 5. Okay, we definitely want to get our settler down here. And we're going to keep attacking. Sadly, it's going to take several turns for us to do that. We have a settler complete. I think we're going to want to start the... Do we want to start the shrine or the acolyte? I think so. We can cancel for a turn. Option 2 is to start the settler, which we could also do. I think we should do that actually to get the next city up. All right, we can scout around here. All right, we discovered a landmark. Cool. And that ends our turn here. We won't die. And we'll be able to settle in 2 turns. So this is going to be landowner, sadly. We do want artisan at some point for... I guess this is going to be our artisan spot then. Because that one we need to trade arid tile. And then I guess this one will be hunter down here. Okay, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 6, we founded Kushite paganism, which is great. Let's go ahead and clear this. I don't think we die, right? Yeah, we're at 9 hit points, so we'll be very close, but not quite enough to die. Move 1 tick earlier. Here, let's think, how do we want to set this up? We probably want to put pyramids here, and then build shrines all the way around the coast, something like that. Since we're going to be landowning there, we probably can just double shrine here. What we could do, is we could put a shrine here and then, yeah, I like that actually. Let's do that because that'll boost that. Cool. Settlers coming in. The mountain pass is kind of interesting, so let's keep exploring. There's some more Danes over there. All right, so should be able to manage that next turn. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 7. All right, tech choice. I think we do take stone boost here. There's some good weak wonders we want to grab. I'm going to hit this, and then we're going to found on top of this as landowners, because we want to basically trade some tiles. It's going to be a long way, but this is our only way to get Heliopolis tiles, for example. So we'll figure out exactly how we want to do that. But yeah, and that also protects our slinger. Here, we probably want to get a warrior because we're going to need to clear stuff. Usually you want a second military unit. We got Danes there. We can continue scouting this way. Looks like we've got another landmark. Scout up, and we can end on the hill in the forest. Okay, and we met the Gauls here. They're pretty far from us. They have the discipline to not take the war, but this time we do have a legitimacy option. So yeah, I don't mind taking 6 legitimacy here because they're pretty far. And we're friends with the Danes right now. So, and when we met the Danes, we didn't have an option to get legitimacy for war. So second site will go here, and that will be artisan, especially with all that sweet river lumber mills. And we'll probably want to clear these Danes. We didn't really scout very much fully in here, but yeah, realistically, we're probably going to clear that Dane site next. Might be something up here, although it looks like the mountains kind of run. Looks like kind of an interesting map. This is 27, 29, 31. So this looks like it might be like the middle of the map, potentially. I see these mirrored hills, so this actually makes me think that it is the middle of the map. Okay, so we'll keep scouting around, maybe find our opponent and get some eyes on him, and then go from there. All right, going to send this one back. Turn 8. Marriage proposal with the Danes. Probably don't want that because I want to take their land. So we're going to say no. 500 food versus 5 specialists. I will probably get to 500 food before I get to 5 specialists. Yeah, so let's say that. It's a reasonable ambition. All right, we can hit this. All right, yeah, we just have yeah, this definitely is the middle of the map. That ends our turn. Is there anyone who want to influence? I don't think so. I don't have a wife yet. We could marry into the landowner family, but I don't want to burn the civics on that. I should get a marriage proposal soon. So we'll click this out here and then probably start a acolyte after that. And we'll probably want to put a granary here and a granary here. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 9. We could get a little bit of civics in each cities, or sorry, a little bit of culture in every city. We could become a poet, or we could have, or just, but I don't mind the civics. We'll pick the poet option. We're intelligent, strict poet now. Our workers complete. So that will be that. We don't have admin in this. We do not. We're getting stone boost. So we can go ahead and start this civics under our civics shrine. And then potentially the last shrine will be our artisan shrine. And the artisan, okay, we can keep scouting here. So begin cunning or get some wisdom. The ambition to make peace with the tribe. Scythians seem pretty far away. So realistically, although it's an ambition we're not going to be able to easily fulfill. So I think I'd rather take cunning. All right, and that will end our turn. And we should be able to clear that out next turn, and then settle the artisans to the north. Start at acolytes. So you can rewrite that. All right, that ends that turn. Turn 10. All right, our notes are last time were settle artisans up north, start an apprentice acolyte. We'll finish this off. Great. Interesting tech choice. Drama, Polis, and Mildrew. I think we go settle artisans north. Get that this, and we want to start our apprentice acolyte. So that'll give us a turn 15 religion, which is pretty good. The scout can keep moving. Ooh. Don't really need a marble over here, so we'll just find what's needed for us, and then we'll slowly make our way over to our opponent. Tech-wise, what did we just learn? We discovered stone boost. Okay. So, yeah, I think we want aristocracy, but it's not available to us. We have ironworking. We could explore husbandry. We do have some horses here. We have trapping there, which is good. Don't really see any other horses. Pasture. So yeah, there's actually some pastures here. So yeah, we can bring this city online, and that will also get us some religion. So we probably want to follow that warrior with a worker. And then we'll want to settle and start a shrine next turn. And that will end our turn. That ends turn 10. Turn 11. So we do have some arid tiles here and more here. We already founded this landowners here, so we definitely don't want to delay founding more. We have 2 city spots to found at. Really hard to tell either one. This gets us a little more. I think we do artisans here. Okay. Yeah, wouldn't have mattered founding wise, I don't think. And yeah, we can maybe go here. I guess the last shrine we have available is this one. And here we can start a worker, and then we'll toggle to acolyte in 2. It's going to heal up. The marriage offer. We don't have a spouse yet. Don't care about pissing off the Danes because we're going to go to war with the Danes because we want their land. Then we keep scouting this way. Okay, and then this will be, I think this is the mirror of this, yeah. So there won't be really any forest unless we there, so it might be a little sketchy to get across. Okay. All right, so this is a landowner one with some arid that be awkward to get to. We don't have hunters down yet. So I'll need to find where to get hunters down. This is a fine artisan spot. Yeah, I think definitely want to found hunters soon. And we probably need to start some quarries as well. We have husbandry on the way. Yeah, so we can maybe buy some of these tiles. It's going to be really awkward to do so. So this might need to do a third landowner city. We just eat the discontent until we find a better hunter spot. Not perfect, but kingdom. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 12. All right, we can keep healing this guy. We have a worker here. Acolyte next turn. Now we don't have our hunter spot yet. Kind of want to go landowner here and then find another spot for hunter. Where's our scout? Scout is over here. Should probably double back. And, well, we don't have vision on our opponent at the moment. This is the mirror of this. So we should be able to get in the core. Unlikely he'll be able to kill us instantly. So we don't have pastures. We don't have admin. We do have trapping. We could use some food. So let's go ahead and get that up. I could also get that mine up. So one order left. Not much to do there. Yeah, we need to figure out. And we kind of went very far with our scout early on, instead of scouting our own land. That's okay. We will survive here. We do have that food ambition, so the food is also very good to get. All right, let's go ahead and send this back. Turn 13. Okay, so we said swap here to our acolyte. 5 years. So we should have religion on turn 19. Not bad. We can figure out what we want to do here. I think we definitely want to start a quarry at this point. Dear God, we need a quarry. We don't have the ore for it, but that's okay. We'll just buy it. Okay, so then we can start. So mirror map wise, we're moving this way, this way, this way, and force march into that. Okay, so we have eyes on him. He's just starting his shrine here. He went scholar, inspiring, bold, gracious scholar. His heir is 5 years old. And we just had our child reborn. Okay, so we have a vision here. Yeah. Right, I think that ends that turn. We did start the apprentice acolyte there. Ideally, we could have had that second shrine be a civic shrine to speed that up a little bit. But we have that here. Here, after this acolyte, I think we're going to go clear the Danish site. We could honestly use another scout, another worker, get one of those farmers up and running. Yeah, well, we can figure it out next turn. All right, let's go ahead and send this back. Turn 14. Okay. We can perhaps chop here and then get this mine up to have that quarry started. Do the slinger on the way with a warrior on the way, so we'll probably go clear that Danish site. Could build this farmer. Probably should. This will be a quick 1-year farmer. So let's go ahead and do that. What do we want to do with our scout? Well, we found where he is. We'll build a scout here quickly. And I need to get a settler out as well. Definitely want a worker out here, which we've already queued. Husbandry here, which is pretty good. So we can potentially, start husbandry. Move to Judaism. Yeah, okay. Really hesitant to just leave the scout here. Do we just start walking it back then? We can do that, I think, and then we'll scout the middle there. All right, I think that works. He has 3 cities. I have 3 cities. Interestingly, he didn't found a city here, though, which implies he probably went to clear this. He went to war with the Danes. No, Gauls. He's truce. Huh. Where is his 3rd city? Because this is this barbarian site. Maybe there's another barb camp up here. Another reason to pull the scout back to get some scouting. Definitely not efficient scout moves on my part. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and send this back. Turn 15. We could have our wife become inspiring. Sure. We have the cash for it right now. All right, we have both these, a slinger and a warrior ready to go. Definitely want to get this guy into some forest somewhere. Explore, explore. That is not a forest. That should be okay, though. Go here and be ready to attack next turn. Can't quite afford the settler. I think we'll start it, though. And yeah, we're going to clear this out pretty quickly, assuming there's not another one there. But I think we need to clear it ASAP. Is there anything we can build here? Is this going to be another landowner site? Maybe. Probably landowner, because that way I can like weave down to this city. We also need to get some quarries started. Lots of stuff we need to do here. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 16. Husbandry to Judaism. Cool. We definitely want to get aristocracy up and running. All right, we have some significant... We'll go to war here. We won't die. Should be able to take those 2 forces out. That settler should be there in time. Let's take a look at this worker. We definitely want to get this sheep up. What about this worker? Probably want to get another quarry running. Buy that. Not enough? No. So we can't. All right. We just don't have the orders. Whoops. That goes there. I'm doing a little too much. All right. Let's see here. Get that pasture up. Oh, we only have 2 orders. Okay. So given that we only have 2 orders, I think we can min-max this. We can squeeze a chop in there, get that, and then we can build that quarry. Perfect. And our scout can take damage / okay, maybe we don't want to do that chop then because we want to be able to move the scout. All right, so we do this, and then hide the scout. Perfect. Okay, and then we'll keep attacking the site. Looks like it will take us 2 more turns. Won't die, so should be able to settle there. And this will probably be landowners, and then we'll go get this as hunters. Yeah, and we definitely want to pull that scout back as well. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 17. Artisans converted to paganism. We got our acolytes, so we should have a turn 19 religion here. Taking some damage. There's actually a lot of stuff down here. That's a lot of Danes, but we're going to clear this out and hopefully get that settler down there so we won't die. But I think we'll be okay. Okay, we can scout. There's some Gauls. And we can stay in the forest. Okay, probably scout down here, make our way back. It's pretty much end of turn there. That settler will be right in time to hold this city against the Danes. It's going to be awkward. Looks like some barbarians over here as well, so that's probably where he settled his third city. All right, let's go ahead and send it back. Turn 18. Wisdom is always great, so we'll take the wisdom. All right, we'll take that. Citizen. Citizen there, don't really, would rather have the discipline at the moment. We can move this into the forest and attack here. That'll at least mitigate some of the damage. I don't think anything dies. We should be able to kill one of these off. We'll take potentially, yeah, so we still survive. We can pasture here. We should. Hopefully that thing won't come over. We definitely need to get another slinger up and running, so we'll do that. The scout is over there. We don't have admin, so we can't take that. We do have this pasture, so we'll want to get that up and running as well. What do we want to do with this worker? We can probably get some mines up and running here. That seems reasonable. That'll also boost the, that salt mine with adjacency as well. Really, really hope this barb doesn't come over and hit this thing. Really hope it doesn't. 8 years on that slinger is kind of painful. We'll bring the settler down next turn. And we should have Zoroastrianism next turn for ourselves. All right, that ends our turn. Turn 19, we got Zoroastrianism. We'll take the civics. Yeah, the Gauls are far enough away. I don't really care about not trucing with them. We're going to pull this one down here as quickly as we can. Shoot that, kill that. We won't die yet. It's a little tight. Okay, we can go here and build another quarry, and that will end our turn. At least we got Zoroastrianism out. We'll probably swap into swap to rancher in Kuban. That slinger will be delayed. We'll get this down here. I think this is going to be landowner. Just because I want to be able to get arid down here. Really order tight at the moment. He's a law active already. What law? Let's see. He has centralization, so he's a little ahead of me with aristocracy. Similar and competent. So, okay. Nothing to see over here. We're just watching his front door. Eventually would like to get some scouting going, but yeah, we'll get that rancher going. And yeah, let's send this one back. Turn 20. Jester's Mask. We can just take the XP, get some wisdom out of it. We do not have the civics for Zoroastrianism right now. Where do we want to put this city? Probably over here. Landowners. Can start a worker here. Move this into here. Here we have a worker. Probably want to get a slinger out. We'll chop, and we want to start a quarry, I think, next turn, because we're going to want quarries around here. Let hill. Yeah. Okay, swap rancher in. Next turn. And that ends our turn. Turn 21. All right, let's go ahead and grab centralization. Here we can protect against forest fires. Here we can take Warden, hit this. This can clear that out. Go down, get the pasture. Since we have aristocracy, we can get Kushite pyramids now. We can go ahead and Polis. We can start our quarry there. 1 turn left. Can go ahead and cut. We can probably start a mine here. And then here, Nero, we just got the rancher complete. Can go ahead and get the miner up as well. Get some nice civics going. Or sorry, culture going here. And get that nice resource as well. Gems are handy for artisans. All right, that will end our turn. Turn 22. I realize I forgot to swap to this rancher, so I will do that now. We'll clear this out. Heal this. All right, we're going to start that mine. We can also get that pyramids up there. Over here, we can go ahead and start we'll probably start. Where do we want to put these? I think we'll do this way. We can put our Kushite pyramids here. Get that up and running. We'll need to figure out which way we want to do it as well. Yeah, I think we'll want to snake down here somehow, get these tiles. We'll need to sell this way. Here we'll want Kushite pyramids here. Eventually we'll want that silver as well. We have some free orders, so we can scout around here. And we can hide into the forest. So this is the middle of the map. You can tell because it sort of reflects, and it's coordinate 29 or so. And we are 3, and presumably somewhere over here is 50. So yeah, we can keep scouting. Once this heals up, I don't think there's anything else down here. I think there is that barbarian site here, so we should heal up and go northeast barbarian site. So cool. All right, this miner's about to be done. Amazing growth going on in this city. Let's just admire this growth. 28 growth, so good. Polish in 2 turns, which will help us get lumber mills eventually. Yeah. This rancher, which means we should have found Judaism around turn 26. So yeah, hopefully that 1 turn won't matter. All right, that ends our turn. So let's go ahead and send it back. Turn 23, we have a sandstorm. Okay, we can take that event. Philosophy, here's our sandstorm. Let's take a look what's going on down here. Not too big. Just a little bit here. Okay, I think we had heal up and go to the northeast barbarian site as a task. So we can probably heal and move to the northeast. Oh, not really very many orders here. Chop. We could go into that farm, although it's in the sandstorm, which I think, let's see what happens in the sandstorm. Ends next year, -3 HP. So we definitely don't want to go there. We could start a Kushite pyramids over here, probably another worker over there. We'll plan for building around this shrine-wise. Definitely want to hold those spots. The Constitution's a long way away. I don't see any of these ambitions as feasible. Constitution is a long way away. So we will take the XP. Here, we finished the miner. We could afford to start a settler. I think we can go ahead and do that. This will be our last settler at our capital, I think, and we're going to go for there. Chilling over there. Okay. So, and we have no one to tutor our heir with. Okay, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 24. Yes, we will take the ambition. We can tutor right away. Does Border Boost get us anything interesting? We have 4 cities, which isn't bad. None of these are techs that I would like, I think, right now. Forestry I would like much later in the game. So yeah, we still have like no navigation, no labor force. So yeah, Border Boost seems like a good spin. This worker, nice. We've unified that. This worker can go over and work on this pasture. That seems reasonable. We'll move this over. And this as well. One more heal. And we'll idle that worker for a turn. Okay. We do have centralization, so we'll want to enact Zoro next turn. We also should send Salt and Salt to Miro. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 25. All right, we completed our ambition. It's pretty good. Zoro next turn and send Salt to Miro. It's pretty good. Artisans are the ones that want gems. Send the Salt to Miro though. Or do we send it to Mara? Better to send it to Mara because no, gems are not salt. Okay, right. Gems are not salt. Okay, so we can actually probably start an estate somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and do that. Should be pretty good. Over here, similarly, we can probably also start. And oh no, we haven't sent anything there. All right, we wanted to adopt Zoro. We'll finish our next ambition. Awesome. Which will help us on the order front. Deal with our workers. What do we want to do with this worker? Here we can do a quarry. And then this one can also come and do a quarry. And then these guys will just passively heal, I guess. Research-wise, we really want labor force at this point. Although we don't have the orders for it, so maybe, or sorry, the civics for it. So we could detour admin, but I think we do want labor force at some point sooner, since we want to navigate down that tree. Stronger and competent. All right, we don't have the orders to do anything else, but econ is coming along well. We'll have to somehow trade to get down here for landowner. But yeah, the border boost I think was worth it. We have some honey there. Yeah, looks pretty good. You can also see a case for going for admin and then getting forestry. So we can start lining some of these. But I think labor force. Okay, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 26. I don't know that I need a merchant right now. Civics is probably better. Well, merchant doesn't give me any civics. But can't hurt to have another. Oh, there's a Danes down here. Crap, I did not realize that. We should chop. Arm up. Probably want to. Oh, want to probably warrior. Slinger here. Great. Move in. Heal up. Move in. This scout. On some Gauls. Probably want another warrior, realistically. Need to get some military up. We're going to clear this. This is a problem, though. I didn't realize this was here. I thought this was the bottom of the map. But I guess it still goes a little further down. So, at the moment we're committed to clearing there, but we're going to need to send some forces down here to deal with raids. I'll also want to pull that over. He's on 4 cities and 2 laws. What's his second law? Slavery. So yeah, he's a little ahead of me tech-wise, which isn't surprising given he started with a scholar. And his heir is an unknown archetype yet. We should check next turn. And we're getting some decent science from that court merchant. Okay. Right, let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 27. Wanted to check the enemy heir archetype. He got a tactician. Good to know. No raid yet from there. We can move in, attack there. Attack. To move in with our settler. Presumably it's somewhere over there. This worker. I want to hold those tiles. Maybe we don't make that settler move yet until we know where we're going. And then we can build a mine here. Now we make that settler move. All right, let's see what these events are. Dog owner, compassion's probably better. 640 gold for 40 opinion for 40 years. Let's take it. Settler. We can council for a turn and then start a acolyte, I guess. Okay. Cool. I think that concludes this turn. Presumably there's a barbarian camp up there. Wish I had a scout, but I don't. So, right. Let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 28. Discovered labor force, and we got a free law of slavery, which I'll take. It's pretty good. Go ahead and advance here. We have found our barbarian site, which is great. Let's see what our workers need to do here first. Go get these goats up and running. Do have double rancher now, right? So Judaism should have found anytime now. This worker, which we can get another quarry up and running. Right, tech-wise, monasticism I think is what I'm leaning towards. So we just got labor force. Monasticism would be good. That lets us get poly. It takes some time to get that, but that'll be a pretty significant econ boost. Really like that free slavery. It's pretty good. And here we're going to start a apprentice acolyte. Get some culture going in our main city. Don't have any more orders to deal with. But all right, let's go ahead and And this one will move over here and attack. Should be able to clear that site. Settle there, and then we'll need to come down here. So we have a warrior and a slinger on the way. We'll probably send that slinger southwest. All right, let's go ahead and send this back. Turn 29, we founded Judaism. Hurrah. We can definitely take the opinion hit and get a disciple out of it. We have a choice of cruel, appointed civics, buying some food to get some wisdom. Probably not feasible. I think I'll take this science. Hanging Gardens. It gives me 40 science right away. Maybe we can take that. I mean, that we just got 80 science, which is kind of wild. Not really planning on building a hanging garden, but we could do it. Hanging Gardens is not that expensive stone-wise. 400 and 200. Hard to pass up the stone. Sorry, the science. We will keep hitting that. I think we'll be able to. This is 2 points, so that's got 9. Yeah, we'll be able to clear it next turn. Great. Which means this can come south. Do prep. And we can start a quarry here. Can't afford the pyramids at the moment. Is it wise to take that ambition? I don't know. Maybe. This disciple, Manassas is on its way. I mean, 2 years of science is kind of a lot. We can keep building slingers here, or potentially build a warrior. A warrior. That makes sense. Yeah, now we're going to defend ourselves against these raids. Maybe clear that out. Cool. We have 2 religions. And then, yeah. If letting workers be idle here. Not much to be do. Don't have orders at the moment stored since we're dealing with military. Can't slow expansion. We'll see whether this Hanging Gardens ambition makes sense. Worst case, we don't complete it, in which case we lose a little bit of legitimacy, but 40 science is really good. All right, let's go ahead and end this turn. Turn 30. Tribal raid, as anticipated. Intelligent, inspiring, eloquent, or insane. Choose my heir. We can roll. We definitely would like... What can we sell? We can sell some food. Make the public donation there. There's our raid, as anticipated. Wait for that to come in range. And we can assign as a general. Should be tutoring, which we have not been. Get a Pathfinder. Assign the general. Here. Let's flip that order. Do it first. Local aesthetic and some civics. Yes, please. And we can roll in here to settle next turn. Right, this worker, we got our estates up and running. Go here to start a quarry, I guess. Jewish disciple can just chill for now. We forgot to tutor. At least we got it before it went away. Yeah. That all seems reasonable. Okay. Let's go ahead and send this one back. Turn 31, we got intelligent from that event, and then Archetype type, we have the choice of Tactician and Zealot. I will take Tactician, maybe? I'm not sure. Probably Tactician. All right, let's see what we got here. We can't, I could move on to that. We need to found our Hunter Paradise here. Probably want to found it in a bit. There, that loses us the wheat. So, all right, let's found hunters at long last. Not a particularly good hunter site. It looks like there's another barb site up to the north. It's good to know. So maybe we... this is going to be our fastest source with settlers, so let's grab that. Here we can build a slinger as well. I think we've got lots of slingers coming out, so we can definitely do a worker. Get this site up. All right, that'll be a hunter spot as well, I guess. Looks like these mountains wall everything off perfectly well. Yeah, here, we have finished a warrior. Spawned here. So we can move it over here, and we can not assign our daughter as a leader at the moment. Can hit that. Manassas is in 4. So we'll want to do Zoroastrianism. We can go ahead and, oh yeah, we wanted to get the Kushite pyramids up and running. So let's go ahead and do that. That's getting a lot of civics. That city here. Finish this. I have no orders left. Okay, so here, and we can't even start that quarry there. So we're kind of getting into the orders constraint world of builders, but the trick is to keep making stuff. Yeah. I probably can pump out another warrior. Seems reasonable. Especially with that shrine there. Lots of idle units. Weaker. Competent. Yeah, so we have a bunch more things to clear. We'll probably want to start another settler somewhere else as well. All right, let's go ahead and send this one back.